Hi guys, welcome to DMT, Dazzmatron and Motorcycle Tips. Welcome to the channel. I've just come back from the ABR, the Adventure Bike Rider Festival 2024, and I've been to the last two previous years, and I knew this was going to be bigger and better, and it was. There was thousands of people there. I'd never seen so many people there, and it's just going to get into a massive monster eventually. And they call it the Glastonbury of Adventure Bike Riding Festival, and it was. And the tribute band's a U2 tribute band on Saturday night. They were just fantastic.
So, which way we going? The Joshua Tree, Acto Baby.
30-kilometre trail park. I went on that, and that was absolutely fantastic. Now, just to say straight off the bat, I didn't go there to get footage to record a video. I've always got my camera with me, and if anything interesting is occurring, I'll record it and then maybe use it as a bit of B-roll for later on. But I think I've got a few little bit of clips just to do a little bit of montage, a little bit of feel of the ABR. So that's what this video is going to be about. Now, just to say, I've already posted one video, having said that, because I went to the GoPro Action Arena. I did want to record that, and I got Chris Birch and Adam Riemann going around that arena there and doing their off-road, showing us their off-road skills. So check that video out if that's something you want to look at. Let's get into the video. If anything, just give it a thumbs up, if nothing else, and only subscribe if you like the content. Okay, let's get into it.
Ireland. Both of them, honestly, culturally how they treat like funny foreigners, very similar. They're like, come in, have a pint, come in, like have some tea. It's exactly the same. Very welcoming, very, very friendly. Will not take no for an answer, politely.
Best country for riding. The
Best
one that you went
country for
to.
riding.
This is amazing.
Oh God. I think the one that I was most relaxed in, I would love to say Argentina, but it's so much wind that you're just riding like this the whole time, and you get a headache because your helmet gets pushed against your head, it gets pushed sideways, and the trucks would come past you, and you just felt like you were shaking apart. And there was one time, Kiva was in front of me, and a truck passed her, and she had trouble with her front windscreen the whole time, braking. And it had its big cracking at that point, and the truck went past her. I see something fly up. What is that? And it hits me in the head. And it hits my hand too. And I was like, ugh. And we were on intercom. She's like, what happened? And I was like, your windscreen hit me in the face. She's like,
Did you call her any bad words?
No, it wasn't her fault, mostly.
So Argentina isn't your favorite. So what is?
I want to say,
one?
I think the one that I had just the chillest time, and I think it was Norway. And there's just so much eye candy in Norway, everywhere.
Also one of the most expensive.
It is.
Okay, so in terms of food.
Thailand.
Yeah, it's got to be Thailand, isn't it?
That one's, the food one's easy. I think for general food, Thailand, and just do it, and if you don't want to do it alone, find someone to do it with it.
I heard someone last year actually say in an interview that going out on a round the world trip is like having your first child. No parent ever feels completely prepared and completely ready, but somehow it works out.
Yeah.
I have one more question and then we have to call it a day.
Pretty.
How you doing? Things. I'm Thomas from Ireland, and I just wanted to ask you, what was the scariest thing that's happened to you so far in your travels?
It's hard because there was, after a while of almost dying, it just sort of becomes normal. You know what I mean? it's just like you fall or you crash or something happens. I think the scariest thing, like the consistently most stressful experience, because most of the little ones I've blocked out and I don't remember, was being in southern Pakistan, sleeping in a police station, and I was sleeping on the ground in this police station, and there was just something about it. It was just bad vibes. And there's been a lot of other people that have told me the same thing about southern Pakistan. Northern Pakistan, amazing. Please go. It's amazing. You'll love it. Southern Pakistan is not as developed, and it's just hard. It's hard to go through and see it, and it's hard to go through and have them see you, because they just stare at you all the time and no expression on their face, and it's just it was the hardest part of the trip by far, and I think that was the scariest bit of just sort of slugging through there. I can't think of anything else offhand.
That's not bad, actually.
That was actually a really dramatic way to end the interview. So we could speak a lot longer. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been fantastic. Thanks for the questions. Please join me and put your hands together for the world record breaker that is Bridget McCutchen. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show. We have lots of more fantastic guests. Johnny Walker is on very soon.
First bike, favourite bike to ride, whether it's something you're riding now or it's a bike that you desire to ride that you can't quite afford. And then third question, your favourite place to ride in the whole wide world. So over to you, Austin.
Well, answer to question one is an MZ TS 125 East German two-stroke. It's rubbish. And my favourite bike at the moment would be the one that I ride at the moment, a Honda CRF 250L. For me, that's the perfect machine for me doing my job as a tour guide in Spain. I only own one motorbike, so I can't have a garage full of all the classics and stuff like that. And my favourite place to ride, my hobby is trail riding, and my business is guiding trail riding tours. So of course I would say that northern Spain, I think, is the best trail riding in Europe. Certainly the best trail riding that's accessible from England. So that's where I operate. Super beautiful, relatively cheap, lovely people, 100% access, nobody shouting at you and waving their fists. So it's a lovely, lovely place, and it's ancient as well. That's the
history.
So many. You just go around the corner and there's a Moorish tower built in 973.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of off-roading in America, for example, which of course has got stupendous natural scenery, and of course you might get some Native American ancient dwellings, but in Spain the amount of history and ruined churches, abandoned monasteries, huge structures the size of like a big B&Q, huge stone structures abandoned.
I think we tend to be a bit biased in this country as well, because we only tend to look at our own history, but relatively when you go to these other countries, they've got
they've got history as well.
Centuries of history as well. So
incredible. It's not just Britain, Farage.
So look abroad as well. So just maybe one last plug, because I've been looking at all the posters up there. There's some fantastic pictures. Maybe just a little bit of a plug for yourself then, Austin, in terms of what service you provide for the Pyrenees.
I take people on week-long holidays on off-road routes in northern Spain and the Pyrenees.
Okay.
So I'm highly specialised. If you'd like to do something like that, I would humbly submit I'm the best person in Europe to give you that holiday. If you want to go to the Himalayas,
not that you're biased at all,
or Portugal, or something else. If you want to go somewhere else, I don't know. I can't help you.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm very focused, and I run fairly intense trail riding weeks that are 99% off road.
That's fantastic. So if people wanted to look up, there's a website, I believe.
AustinVince.com is my name.
Excellent.
Austin Vince,
check that out, and all the information will be there. Thanks very much, Austin. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Adios.
Woo! Nice big one. Using all of that extra 20 mil of travel there, and then some. Let's get Dylan through the jump. Big launch. I think younger brother went slightly higher there. We'll point that out to them when they come back around. Heading around the grass specials again. What I mentioned on Rowan's bike there is not only has he got the enduro tyres, the more off-road focused tyres, it's actually got a skinny rear wheel. Big wheelie through the puddle, so you can get a better sized tyre on there, which gives you a little bit more options to getting grip on these slippery grass fields. Rowan, I think Dylan went bigger. It's a good job he hasn't got a microphone in that helmet. Dylan, I think Rowan went bigger. I've got a brother, I know how this works. Amount of massive bomb holes like these two. Oh, nice big launch out there. Let's get the younger brother through, see if our egg. There he is, I just see Dylan coming up the hill behind us now, so he's going to drop into the bomb hole in a second as Rowan swoops down across the grass test. Let's get Dylan through. Big send! Whoa! Getting very lively there. Big smash through the puddle there. Let's have a cheer for Rowan as he comes up the hill. Beautiful wheelie. Fantastic. Let's have a big cheer for Dylan Jones as well. Lovely big wheel.
So first bike, Yamaha PW50. So yeah, as probably so many people have had, an iconic first. Yeah, great little bike, and they're still going now. And it went through, brother had it, and all the rest of the family had it.
Yeah.
Best bike for me, probably when I was riding World Championship in 2002 probably. I had a fairly tricked up WR250F with a lot of work done to it. Engine done.
So it was a pleasure to ride. You had it where you wanted it.
It was perfect, you know what I mean? And at the time the Yamaha was in that class, was probably one of the best bikes at that time as well. So it was a very, very competitive bike. And I wish I kept one. She wasn't a stocker, but
no
it was,
doubt, had some alterations.
It was, yeah.
And your favourite place to ride?
Favourite place to ride?
It's a difficult question.
I've ridden,
it's so vague, isn't it?
Yeah, I've ridden so many countries right across the world. Really lucky with regards to racing bikes. Possibly, I would say when we were in Australia or New Zealand was good. Very, very different. When we went to New Zealand, it was like home back in Wales. It rained a bit. Australia was arid. Just cool places to go. So many good places. Spain, Portugal.
Got different aspects, I imagine, with the terrain and the topography and the weather and climate and different things.
I suppose for me, when I was racing, you'd like to race in the UK because the conditions were used to, and still love riding in Wales.
What you grew up with.
Yeah, and you're riding somewhere. France is very, very similar. New Zealand similar. You go to Spain, Portugal, or Australia, and you're like a fish out of water. But there's something quite cool about doing something different as well.
Right, okay, so it's quite varied. Yeah, it's a difficult question, but
it is a very difficult
I really appreciate that. Thanks very much.
No problem at all.
I've got to ask your brother as well. So
thank you.
Thank you.
So first bike I ever had, like a lot of youngsters, certainly riding off-road, it was a PW50 Yamaha, so like my brother.
It wasn't his hand-me-down, was it? So
it probably could have been, probably was, we all had a ride on that. So yeah, PW50 was the first bike, as lots of youngsters started off on, who've been riding motocross or enduro. Certainly back in the 80s, that was the bike.
Okay, yeah, sure. And what's the bike that you most want to jump on right now and ride it? Whether it's a bike that you can't afford, that you've never been afforded to have, or is it one that you've had set up just perfect and right that you've enjoyed riding?
So, well, if I was going to, it's hard to just choose one, but probably now Yamaha do the World Raid, but they do the GYTR kitted one with all the suspension, engine package. It's like 40 grand. grand's worth. That's
set up to
probably,
your requirements.
that is the bike, you know, to ride. It's
So if that's
amazing for you know, an adventure bike, but it's being geared towards rally, rally racing.
So if that was the bike, if that's the bike, where would you want to ride it in the world of all the places you've been in the world? What's your favourite country? And it's a difficult, vague question. But
so yeah, I'll race it, you know, all over the world, but probably my favourite place to race is probably Brazil. Just really good memories, great.
Why Brazil?
Just love the country, love the terrain. You know, really varied. Just a fantastic place to, you know, lucky to go and race bikes there. Fantastic.
Cool. Yeah, interesting answers there. Thanks for differs from your brother there, but interesting. Thanks very much. Appreciate it, Dylan. Thank you.
Welcome.
Cheers. Last year, I got stuck here. You got stuck in gear. Slippy.
Was that?